Hello everyone, today I will talk about the book that I choose, which is called Ione. Ione. It's an interesting book, and in a moment I will talk about and what it is about, its main and secondary character, and I will tell you some specific characteristics of the character and where the story is about and who write the story. And the book is a Christian fiction, and the interesting thing is that this book has a tetralogy of books, and this tetralogy of books was a gift for Mario Escobar for his daughters, because he began to read some books, and that's amazing gift for his daughter. Today, hello. Okay, I will start to talk about the character of the book. Obviously, the first is the main character of the story. That was a young of 17 years old, the age for buying in Ione, in the total world. Okay, he was a young boy that was intelligent and intuitive in the story of the book, and his maturity at making his decision amazed me very much. His body doesn't describe him a lot, but apparently he was a robust and healthy young man, and he has a very healthy because he has resistance about wrong. And then I will talk about the antagonist of the story. It's called Frank. Frank was a rude and unhinged 15 years old boy who, because of his rancor and greed, endangered the life of the people of Ione and his soldiers too. Was a small boy that with a medium size and brown hair, and I thinking that he has freckles, and but Frank was a terrible antagonist of the story. Hello, and then I will talk about the second characters, or maybe the second protagonist of the story. We'll start. Mike was the brother of Tess, the protagonist of the story. Mike was a 14 years old boy, remember? Yes, with John redhead and freckles. His personality was shy and afraid to take a risk, or maybe take some dangerous things. He was a afraid boy. And then the second characteristic of the story has long legs, or in Spanish, piernas largas. Was a young man of 15 years old. He was African American. Was one of the best friends of Tess, the protagonist of the story, who was a little shy but very brave when it came to trouble and problems. And the personality, in my opinion, the personality of Longlegs was very, very brave. And finally, I will talk about of Maria. Maria was one of the best friend of Tess, the protagonist or main character of the story. Maria was a chubby girl with curly hair who liked reading a lot of books and like adventures. But Maria was a shy but brave at the same time. Maria was a spectacular character of the story. In this part of the video, I will explain you or tell you some part of the story of the book, and that's so amazing book, and I will start. Okay, where the story is about. The story is about in Oregon, a state of USA. In this state, a group of kids create a city or town to protect to the zombies or maybe the undead, because when you turn 18 years old, you can die or maybe you can become a zombie, and that's so creepy. Okay, and then the story is about Tess. Tess was a child to 17 years old that in 3 months he will turn to 18 years old, and that's a problem for him. And they live with Mike, your brother. They live normal life in other words. They like to hunt to obtain some food, but Frank and his minions are detestable kids, in only words. That I think that I like to test is that he liked to help some people, and that's so amazing in one kid that he had only 17 years old. And Frank and his minions was a terrible experience for they, and a day that it's so admirable is that Tess has a group or maybe a club to read some books. They love to read some books, but the Frank and his minions, they don't allow it, and that's so a problem. On a normal day in Ione, while Tess and his friends work hard in a construction, a 13 years old boy fell and hit himself very hard. So Tess and his friend helped them and took him to his house. And Mike, the brother of Tess, told Frank and his men. And then Frank decided to make a trial to condemn a Tess to help the young man. But at the beginning of the trial, a young man appeared in the town with brown hair named Elias, who apparently came from the other side of the country because search of the cure of the disease. After this, Tess was surprised to learn there was a cure and decided to escape with Elias and his friend in search of the cure, but many dangers were found in the adventure of day. That's so amazing. Along the way, in the search for the cure of the disease, many dangers were found, such as zombie men and witches that so scary, but they could live unharmed by their amazing courage, and that reason amazed me because they were only children and have amazing courage and so different type of feeling like courage and brave, and that's so amazing. And finally, the part that I did not like was when a character of the group betrayed them and was very annoying. And to finish, a book that I would to recommend you is this. Why? Because it is for all public and contains a very nice story. Okay, good friends, that is all, and hope you like it, and thank you.